Thank you, Brett, for meeting with me today. We've got a reasonably long history now setting up this partnership, and I'd like to introduce you to the builders and the Green Homes Network as our latest and newest strategic partner. And this hasn't happened overnight. There's been a lot of due diligence about aligning the company's values, ethics, processes, and ultimately systems, tools, and services. Green Homes has been around since 2006, and we're a specialist in the sustainable, healthy, comfortable, affordable green home market. We really dominate in that space. Tell us a little bit about what you're going to bring to the Green Homes Group, our customers and our builders.
Thanks very much, Mick. And I'm delighted to become one of your partners. I think what you're achieving is absolutely amazing. So our company is called Zimi, and Zimi is a smart home automation provider. We're basically born out of a merger between two businesses last year. And today we're the largest company in Australia selling smart home automation. And our products are distributed by Beacon Lighting, Steelline Garage Doors, Harvey Norman Commercial, and by Trader through the electrical wholesale market, which means that any Sparky can pick up our products at pretty much any major electrical wholesaler in the country. So that's who we are. A little bit about myself. I run the company based in New South Wales, and not really enjoying lockdown, but hoping it'll finish soon, but very much looking forward to working with you and your team.
Brett, you know, the smart home space is what I would describe it as new and evolving, really, to a point where it's nearly a must-have. The reason why we've partnered is I believe that every home should be have smart technology incorporated. Historically, though, it's been a bumpy road for smart technology as systems have evolved, and I myself and builders and consumers may have had a bad experience or a negative experience or a challenging experience with smart technology. Why? I know the answer to this, but why is your product superior, and why is it better? How does it address those things?
Look, that's a really good question, and I think anyone that's been involved in smart home automation sort of in the 90s or early 2000s, it used to be very expensive. You could spend 50, 100, 200,000 bucks even getting your smart home automation system put in, and that's largely because it was wired. So the first thing we've done is we've moved from a wired world to a wireless world, which obviously makes things a lot cheaper. The second thing that's happened is that we've moved from a model where there were custom installers who would keep all of your data, all of your designs. Anytime you wanted to make change, you had to go back to them and they'd charge you for the privilege of giving you access to your smart home solution. So Zimi, like a number of wireless players in the market, has a design which consumers own, and they can do what they want. It's also designed for any Sparky to be able to install. So we've made it wireless, we've made it simple to install and ensure that the customer owns their own data. And the final thing is that we've worked very hard to bring the price point down, so it's really not that much different from a standard switch or lighting control system.
So you've made it, you've priced it so it's affordable or comparable with existing non-smart technology, and you've made it simple enough that a standard electrician can wire it up. We don't need a specialist. You don't need to work with a singular
That's right.
Electrician that is servicing a wide range of areas, therefore has a monopoly on price. And thirdly, you've made the data available to the consumer, who's the owner. So I think, from my perspective, though, they were the three big ticket items, and you've ticked all those boxes.
Yeah, and look, the other thing I'd say to people is that everyone has now got an experience of talking to technology. So it might be using Siri on your Apple phone, it might be using a Google Home Hub or an Amazon Alexa. What's happened is that those players, those big tech players, have grown enormously in the smart home space. So what that means is that everyone has the ability today to be able to talk to a device and control it via voice, to use an app, or simply to use a switch as a switch. So I think it's that extra talking element that has also made a big difference. And Amazon, Apple, and Google have really led the way there. And Australians love technology, so they've adopted it very quickly.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, you know, and I've said this before in historically, both in our communication with your company, but also in other communications, you know, as we've grown our network and our brand, Green Homes, with, you know, there's a few misconceptions in the marketplace as consumers become more and more conditioned to what they expect in a home. But one of the misconceptions that relates to this product is that consumers think in some degree of format that a smart home is a green home, and consumers expect that a green home is smart, and actually a green home isn't a smart home, and a smart home isn't a green home. But as I've said, I believe the best home is both. So where we think that the partnership will be great for our customers and our consumers and our builders and our network is that we're now able to bring you know, the latest and greatest technology, which consumers have been conditioned for, like you say, by the big tech companies. And you know, the growth of companies like those companies and Tesla have just grown the back end of people's expectation on about what they want to, how they want their home.
Absolutely.
They want their home to be sustainable and efficient, but they also want it to be easy to use. They want it to be voice activated, smart technology from their iPhone. I mean, that's just an expectation that's just...
Well, exactly right. That's exactly right.
Not an upgrade anymore. Yeah, and it doesn't need to be an upgrade. Our partnership allows it not to be an upgrade, but what we're seeing in our conversations is that that people are expecting that as a standard.
So what we've done with Green Homes is that we've provided 3 packages. So a basic package will cost a couple of $1,000 up to $4,000 or $5,000. So as you can see, it's eminently affordable. It's not really adding a huge amount to the cost of your house, and that $2,000 to $5,000 will give you anywhere between 20 and 30 switches, lighting controllers, general power outlets, fan controllers, and so forth, to allow you to begin that automation journey. Just to pick up on what you said about sustainability, average home across Australia spends around $1,500 a year on electricity. And obviously it's smaller for an apartment, bigger for a house. It's bigger in New South Wales and South Australia, where energy prices are high, versus Victoria, where they're lower. The first thing that your customers will notice is that they can tell how much power each of their devices is consuming. And what we found is that simply having that visibility of my TV, my lights, my air conditioning is consuming this much power means that people are more likely to reduce it. So third-party research has shown that up to 10% of your power bill can go away simply by knowing what each device is consuming. The second thing that you have is control. So no more do you leave the house with the kids wondering whether they've left 1,000 lights on in their bedrooms. You can switch all of that stuff off remotely. So the ability to control then gives you another extra incremental impact as well on your energy bill. So yes, introducing smart home automation will build and complement the designs that you have in order to give consumers the visibility and control of what their devices are actually costing.
Yeah, it's an interesting process, because I believe that's also about changing habits. I think we've also seen that with our customers over the years, as they learn about the importance of monitoring their energy use. You know, when you couple that sort of product to your product and the ability, the ease of use with a green home, where we've already reduced the power load and usage considerably by, you know, up to 80%, and in some of the homes we're doing, we're net power positive. So you know,
yeah, it's amazing.
You know, and all of this, you know, for affordable. You know, the system you talk about for, you know, a few $1,000 only 5-10 years ago was $25,000-$30,000. So this is where we're at now, and this is a great leap forward for people, for consumers that are building homes. And the other important part here is too, with your product, you can retrofit it to existing homes.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. And I think that's another fault really with the older style systems. It was very difficult to retrofit. Now, our systems can take 2-wire and 3-wire. So whether you have a neutral or don't have a neutral doesn't matter to our devices. And as we discussed earlier, any Sparky can install it with pretty much zero training. Any consumer should be able to pick up how to use it. So it really has reduced all of the barriers and just introduced to a whole new range of consumers the benefits of smart home automation.
So just in closing out this short interview introduction, one of the exciting, we're working on a couple of exciting projects together, but one of those projects is the highest star rated home in Australia currently being built. We're building a display home in Perth, in Brabham, that is a 9.2 star rated 2-story home, which is, for anyone watching this interview, is the highest star rated home ever designed and built in the country, in Australia. This is a commercial home. When I say commercial, it's been built by a builder under contract. I think the contract value's in the high 4s, so it's not a very expensive home. It's an adaptation. It's a modification of our sanctuary design, and really looking forward to that home coming online and being open to the public. But your products can be showcased in that home to thousands of people that go through that home over the next couple of years. But that's an exciting project to be involved in.
Yeah, look, we're really excited about that. And I think to sort of circle back to what you said at the beginning, Mick, what you've shown is that you can build a house that's eco-friendly in a way that doesn't involve a huge amount of extra cost. And the sort of design innovations that you're putting into your homes mean that those homes are going to be worth more in the future, because everybody that hasn't adopted them is going to need to adopt them when it comes to reselling their property. And we think it's the same with smart home automation. So today, your phone is smart, your car is smart, your home should be too. And that's what we at Zimi really want to help your customers achieve: the full benefits of smart home automation, the control and personalization that you get, the additional safety, the energy efficiency, and ultimately those things combined together mean that your home will be worth more than if you didn't have smart home automation. So we see it as a future-proofing investment.
Yeah, I think there's two comments I want to make. One is, which I think are valuable for our listeners. The one is that historically, the green home space, or the energy efficient space, the consensus is that it's difficult and expensive. And what we know, where we've had success, is that it's not difficult and it's not expensive. We've got the knowledge and we've got the product partners, right? In the world that we live in today, building a green, smart home is not expensive and it's not difficult. But you have to have the right people. You have to have the right products. And you have to have the right builder with the right knowledge, the right designs, and so forth. But I think that's the big leap forward that we've been able to make as a collective group of providers. And the other thing that I just want to add, something that living in a home and owning a home that is has this technology, having a home that you can operate from your phone and monitor all that stuff, the peace of mind is unbelievable. Where and the security, turning lights on and off, and controlling items, whether it's heating and any of those sorts of things remotely. Excuse me. The peace of mind and comfort in that, which is what I found, probably the most beneficial. And I know that up until 5 years ago, I hadn't experienced the smart home, and I can tell you and tell everyone that there's no going back. Once you do that, you can't go back to the old way where you don't have it as part of your operational, mini computer that's just the world we live in now. So
absolutely, just as you couldn't go back to not having a mobile phone, just as your car has anti-locking brakes, collision avoidance. These are things that happen in the background. You don't think about them, but try driving a car without those things, and you pretty soon realise the benefit.
Yeah. It's the evolution of the space that becomes the norm. So anyway, we're looking forward to a great partnership. We've got a couple of really, really exciting projects on, and we're looking forward to introducing you to all of our consumers.
Excellent. Everyone at Zimmy, we're really keen to be working with Green Home, and look forward to helping your end user customers and everyone that has a home get the full benefits of smart home automation. So thanks very much indeed, Mick. It's been a good journey so far, and the best is yet to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Brett.
All right. All the best.